it's your girl Nubian Queen, and today I have an arts and crafts video for you guys. I am going to show you how I make my candles, and you guys can make these at home as well. I'll be sure to list all of the ingredients for you down below. The first thing that I'm going to be doing is cutting up my wax. All right, and we have made it down to the last piece. All right, so this is all gonna go in my wax melter with my soy wax, which is already partially melted. And we're going to mix that up. You will hear the machine humming in the background. It's just letting me know that it's doing what it needs to do. So while that is melting, I am going to get into our jar. This jar has already been prepped. I apply a light layer of Mod Podge to my glass using a brush, and then I can add different herbs. So the herbs that I have on this one is lavender, calendula, raspberry leaf, and mango leaf. There's also a little bit of rose in this one as well. The wick that I am using is a wooden wick that is best with coconut soy wax blends. Let's go ahead and see how our wax is doing in here. It's doing really good. The essential oils that I am using for this candle are pineapple, grapefruit, blood orange, starfruit plum, and grapefruit. Now I'm just waiting for my wax to finish melting, and we're almost there. Once our wax reaches a temperature of 165 degrees Fahrenheit, we will be ready to add our fragrance. I'm going to go ahead and add my color, and this is going to be a light orange color. I'm also going to add a little bit of lime green mica, and this is just going to give it a little shimmer, so when your wax is melted, you'll have a little shimmer throughout. We're just waiting for our wax to cool a little bit, because it does get to temperatures above 165 during the melting process, and we have reached that temperature. So I'm going to go ahead and add my fragrance. Oh, it smells amazing already, you guys. Once that's done, we will be ready to pour our wax into our jar, and then once it cools, we will be able to add some toppings. The toppings that I'm going to be using today are aventurine crystals, cowrie shells, and I have calendula, rose, and some other herbs like raspberry leaf, mango leaf, dried mangoes, and also dried pineapples. So that's gonna be super tropical Can't wait to see how it turns out. We are down to the last stretch, you guys. I can just feel it. We are almost exactly at the temperature that we need to be at before we can pour. Now you do want to be sure that you have your jar placed in the location where you can keep it for at least an hour after you pour your wax, to give your wax enough time to cool without you having to move it. All right, it is time to pour. So I'm just gonna slowly pour the wax into my container. Just a slow, steady pour. First, before I do that, I'm going to get rid of the bubbles that I have at the top. Just a couple. I don't want them to form anywhere inside of my candle, so I just take them out beforehand. This pour is terrible. I do want to give a huge shout out to my production. I will say this was a fairly difficult pour. Here what I'm doing is cleaning up the jar. I am just making sure I can clean up as much of this wax as I can without moving my candle. It's going to be so much harder to clean up if I let it dry. All right, so now that I have cleaned up, I'm going to let my candle sit. I'm going to give it about 20 to 30 minutes. I'll come back and check on it, and then we can see if it's time to add our toppings. All right, so my wax has cooled to a point where I can start adding my toppings. So the first thing I'm going to add is my calendula flour. And I am just going to set it over here in the top corner. And then I also have these rose buds. So I'm going to place the rose buds around my calendula. And I'm just gently setting it onto the wax. I'm not really trying to press it too hard to disturb the top of my candle. And then the next thing I'm going to add my aventurine crystals. And I'm just placing them around my candle. Then I'm going to add my cowrie shell. So my cowrie shell did flip I'm going to try to, I'm going to move it a little bit closer to me for 1 second, guys. I've got to try to place it right there. There it is. And I'm just making sure that everything is setting. I'm also going to add my dried fruit. And then the final thing is going to be my raspberry leaf, lavender, calendula, and mango leaf. And then I'm just gonna sprinkle the top. And this is what we have when we're all done. And that's about it, guys. I'm just going to check and see. It is definitely cool enough where I can cover it. Yes. So this is how my candle turned out. I am really proud. It looks so beautiful and it smells even better. If you guys have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them down below. I'll be sure to respond. As always, thank you guys for watching my videos. I hope you all hit that like button and that subscribe button. It means a lot to me. And, stick around.